Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 25 online game. Today we had the Minnesota Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles. I got the Vikings, so you know what that means. We're going to run the ball with Adrian Peterson until it doesn't work, basically. Which hopefully continues to work the whole game. We'll do it the whole game. We're also going to try to do some halfback passes, but that one did not work out. We got hit before we could even throw it, but what I do want to talk about today is what happened in the NFL for Week 7, because a lot of things happened. This is one of the turning points of the season where you learn a lot of things about people, and more importantly, you get to see injuries, because injuries pile up more and more as the season goes on, and this was a big week for injuries. The Eagles, their quarterback, that might come down to a whole injury thing in itself. Nick Foles got hurt. He got a concussion. Before that, Foles was playing terribly, and that's not even an understatement. He definitely was not playing good against the Dallas defense. That isn't the greatest defense. And then, Vic still has the hamstring injuries. You see me make a tackle. We try to run some option, but for most part, we were on that option. So he had to find something else to try to score with as he dumps it down to McCoy. But, yeah, so Vic is probably going to have to come back next week against the Giants as he gets a big play. Somehow he gets a touchdown. This is Deshaun Jackson. God only knows how. But, yeah, Eagles, they're going to have to, find a way to get some out-of-division wins to keep up with the Cowboys. Because the Cowboys look like they could easily run away with the division right now. Unless the Redskins could contend. But the Eagles don't look like the team that'll contend with the Cowboys right now. Even with Vic. I'm not even sure Vic could have helped them win that game. Though he might have helped them. He might have helped them, get some extra big plays. But he probably would have turned the ball over, whether you like it or not. And, let's see, the Vikings, they're playing on Monday night, so they're playing. Hopefully they lose to my Giants, even though Freeman is starting his first game, whatever. Hopefully that means my Giants can actually win a game, and we're not going to go 0-16 for the year. I would like to get a high draft pick, but at the same time, I would like to get at least one win on the season, if that's not too much to ask. As 3rd down and 3, we don't get the first down here, throwing to Peterson. So 4th down, we run hurry up because I'm pretty sure, I could get the first down there, and we do very easily. Had 2 blockers up there that also got the first down with me, and, ground and pound Peterson. And, let's see, the big game was the Colts and the Broncos. That's the game everybody's talking about. Peyton Manning's returned to Indy. As you see, Castle got hurt. I didn't really care who my quarterback was. I know they're all not that great. They're all rated about the same. And I didn't feel like changing the depth chart, so Castle started because that's who they left in. And then Castle got hurt, so then Ponder came in. Wasn't even Freeman. Freeman still didn't come in. But, what do you like it or not? The headline to me is Peyton Manning loses yet another big game in his career, even though it's the regular season. And even though Ronnie Hillman's fumble kind of, brought on that loss when they were trying to make the comeback. At the same time, Peyton Manning just doesn't win these teams just don't win these games, man. They just don't. And Andrew Luck and the Colts, they did what they had to do. The Denver defense was soft, but then again, so was Indianapolis's. As you see, he fumbles the ball here, and even though they are going to overturn the fumble, this actually ends up being a stop on 4th down. He doesn't get a first down in this play. I guess they didn't call forward progress, and he got stopped at the 30-yard line, which I will gladly take. Why not? Though I did think that he had forward progress, right at the first down marker. But like I said, I'll take it, definitely. So we got a big stop there on this nearly unstoppable Philadelphia offense with the big 3, McCoy, Vic, and Jackson. But, yeah, so, I mean, it's nothing bad for the Broncos. It's not saying the Broncos look terrible now. Their defense is definitely suspect, and Champ Bailey's hurt again, I think. But, I mean, we're not going to say they're going to, miss the playoffs or anything. They're probably still going to end up as a #1 seed in the AFC as Jerome Simpson goes up there in the 3rd down 21 and climbs the ladder. The Colts, meanwhile, speaking of AFC seeding, they look like a good bet for the #2 seed. And one reason why is because the next big game that happened last week, the Jets and the Patriots. And anybody who bet money on the Jets outright winning that game, congratulations. Anybody who bet on the Colts winning outright, congratulations too. I figured that game would be close. I had the Colts covering the spread. I just wasn't exactly sure they would win the game just because of how good the Broncos were playing. They were undefeated, but the Colts, they did their thing, and the Jets also did their thing. They were down at halftime, and give Geno credit, man. Give both sides credit. Geno, and trying to work with the targets he had. A lot of inconsistent players, Curley, Cumberland, and Hill, but he made it work with them. And you see this dude just running around with Vic. If there was ever a game I should have put a quarterback spy up, this was it. Because he was just, if there was one game I ever got killed with the quarterback run, it was this game. Vic was just, look at this, taking off and getting out of bounds here. Still gets the hit. And he would get out of bounds, and Vic would never get hurt. That was the thing. Vic would never get hurt, and I'm just waiting for him to fumble, too. If he's not going to get hurt, he might as well fumble here. And here's 2nd down on the option. The prophecy comes through. He fumbles it, but someone is there to pick it up a nanosecond after it hits the ground. Then 3rd down. This is why we all love Madden. Like, what the hell, dude? LaShawn McCoy back shoulder fade in the end zone? What was that supposed to be? Why was my guy who was in perfect position like ball hawking the damn air? I don't even know. But the Jets game in the end came down to that somewhat controversial call. It was the right call, but do you call that in a close game? I would say yeah, because the Patriots were warned about it before. That's what that's what like the tabloids are saying. The Patriots were warned once about it before, so they got warned for it. The officials got to call it the way they see it, and you know, I applaud Bill Belichick. Everybody be like, "Oh, Belichick's a cheater," but you're not trying unless you're cheating. That's the way I look at it. And Belichick, you know, pushing it, but he couldn't get away with that one, and it cost them more than ever because on a 56-yard field goal for Nick Folk, there is no reason why you should be trying that kind of stuff. Just, you know, dare Folk to make a 56-yard field goal, which he actually didn't make, and I'm daring him to do this option. He actually gets the first good option play the whole game after that juke, but before that, the option was just completely locked as he gets a third down here to Deshaun Jackson, and we got a big field goal, by the way, before halftime. That was pretty big to make a two-possession game since he got ball at half here, and then, let's see, next big game, the Buffalo Bills. I just want to talk about that just for a quick second because I actually predicted that one correctly. I'm liking Thad Lewis, man. I like EJ Manuel more, obviously, than Thad Lewis, but I'm liking the Thad Lewis era in Buffalo just because there are a lot of worse people that could have stepped up and played quarterback. If Buffalo offered Brandon Whedon for Thad Lewis, do you think Cleveland would take that trade? They probably would, to be honest. Like, you know, Brandon Whedon just looks awful. Green Bay is good, but Brandon Whedon is awful. Like, Jesus Christ, that team is so, like, inept on offense whenever he's out there. But, yeah, that Lewis looks cool. The Dolphins' offensive line problems is killing them right now. And it's making Tannehill, you know, get pressure in his head, make bad reads and stuff like that. So they need to fix that. And then, speaking of the team, Brandon Whedon threw that ugly-ass interception to last week, Detroit. I didn't even mention that, but now that we mentioned that, let's bring up Detroit and Cincinnati as we get a game-changing play here at the goal line. He makes a bad read, throws an interception to the rookie Xavier Rhodes, and Rhodes is taking this for 6. So it's a 14-point swing here, and that's pretty much going to kill him. But, yeah, the Bengals and Lions played a really fun game to watch. It was really up and down. Momentum was swinging left and right in that game. And in the end, it came down to a horrific punt by the rookie punter from St. Louis, or from Detroit, that gave the Bengals the ball at the 50-yard line. That absolutely killed Detroit. Because if he would have done a normal punt, the game would have probably went to overtime. Because who would actually bet on Andy Dalton to drive the team in field goal range? But Dalton's able to get, like, what, the 15 yards necessary, and Nugent made a field goal to win the game for the second week in a row. So, Bengals are winning close games, but they are winning, and that's all that matters right now. They got problems, sure, but they're winning right now, and that's all they need right now to run away with the AFC North. That's looking pretty good for them because of the next game, Steelers and Ravens. Ravens, they needed that game. They need all these division games to keep up with Cincinnati. And they're 3-4 now. And as much as you may like the Ravens and what they did in the offseason, along with what they didn't do, 3-4 is not a good record. It's just not a good look. And that loss to Pittsburgh, once again, they just never score in the first half. The Steelers completely dominated time of possession in that game. We're running the ball down their throat. Hody Nada didn't play a lot of the game, of course, but still, just did not look good for the Ravens. As for the Steelers, the 5% chance they make the playoffs is still alive, I guess. I mean, there's no way to make the playoffs, but at least, you know, they're still trying and stuff like that. They're still playing tough games, and winning against Baltimore, that's a big win for them. So, you know, shout out to Mike Tomlin's team. You know, Mike Tomlin's teams aren't going to give up. They're going to keep going, and they're going to try to get upsets on teams. So, what the Ravens look like, it's just going to be a week-by-week basis. They just have to win these games, and Flacco needs to justify being paid like half of his damn contract, let alone 150 million, whatever the hell we got, 120 million, I don't know. But anyways, the next team, the last undefeated team in the NFL is, drumroll please, the Kansas City Chiefs. Who saw that coming? I like them to, you know, at least get an 8-8 record, if not maybe sneak into the playoffs. Going 8-0 is pretty unpredictable. They have a pretty damn easy schedule. They only played one winning team the whole season, which was the Cowboys, who play in the worst division in the NFL, which is where they got 3 of their wins. But besides that, they play absolutely terrible teams. But at the same time, you win, you win. That's all that matters in the NFL, and that's what's going to get you to the playoffs. They got a 4th-place schedule in the AFC. They play teams like the Jags and stuff like that, and the Raiders or whatever. Or Raiders twice, actually. But, yeah, so they're doing it, and they won close games. They're winning a lot of close games. They won the Cowboys game by 1. They won the Texans game by 1, and at least Chase Keenum kept them in the game. Sure, he fumbled away the game-winning drive, but he showed some poise in that game, and that's all you can ask for the Texans. And you know, until Schaub comes back, maybe Keenum can win you a game. I think they have a bye week, so we'll see what's up with that. The Niners, they just destroyed the Titans. It was like 24-0 in the third quarter, and they were just killing them. Titans could not have any, like, for the Niners, if they go against a, like, half-ass quarterback, like, not a great quarterback, there's a good chance they'll just shut them down, like Jake Locker. And that's what they're getting these days, so Niners are, you know, they're just beasting and feasting on these mid-tier quarterbacks right now. And we're just going to have to wait and see until next time they play Seattle or something, if they really have improved, or if they're the same Niners team that would probably get crushed if they went into Quest Field for the playoffs. And then the Chargers, a lot of people overlook, though I think more people will probably look at them, even though their win came against the Jaguars. They still, I think they have a winning record now, and plus they won the Monday night game against the Colts, so Chargers look decent. Jaguars still suck ass. And I think that's pretty much all the games. Oh yeah, the Chicago game. Jay Cutler got injured. That's a pretty big news because that might knock Chicago out the second wild card. Obviously, San Francisco or Seattle, probably San Francisco, is taking the first wild card in the NFC, and the Bears look pretty good for the second wild card. If not, forcing the Packers to take the second wild card, and they'll win the North outright. Instead, now, if Cutler's out 4 weeks, as they're saying, as we're just trying to preserve the win here, and we get the pick to preserve the win, but yeah, Cutler's out 4 weeks. That doesn't look good. Obviously, the loss last week was solely on the defense. Briggs was out, Tillman was hurt, and the defense was just horrible. Gave up 45 points. Well, not 45, because there was a pick 6 involved in that. But still, they gave up a ton of points. So, it wasn't on McCown. But at the same time, I don't think I feel much confident in McCown to carry the Bears for the next 4 weeks. You know, so the Bears' season, once again, might be done in by a Jay Cutler injury, which I think Jay Cutler is an unrestricted free agent, so that might not be too great for Cutler if he's looking for a big contract, you know? Even though it says he has a lot of value, it also says that value is worthless so you're not on the field, as we get a pick to end the game here. And that pretty much does it for all the games, I think. Oh yeah, the St. Louis and Carolina game, that was a pretty fun game to watch. It was pretty chippy. Chippy's understatement. Especially you watch Steve Smith's post-game comments on Janoris Jenkins. That game was crazy, but I am out of time, so if you want to ask me something about it in the comments, do it if you want. But until next time, subscribe if you want to keep up with more Madden 25 gameplays on this channel. Leave a like in the video if you enjoyed this video and the NFL talk and all that. And I will catch you guys next time.